Hey everybody, welcome back. James here again with you, and today I'm going to show you how to correctly measure a group. Now, a lot of people believe that there's only one way, and that is the center to center of the farthest shots in a group, and that is not the case. The reason why this video came about is because I've been getting questioned as to why or how I measure my groups in certain videos. So, with the help of an article that I found to really in detail show and how I measure my groups depending on what I call out, whether it's center to center or average, with the help of this article I hope I can show you guys how I got the measurements. And the link to that article will be in the description below. So come to find out, there is more than one way to measure a group, as stated previously. So in this article it states that the maximum spread, which is also known as the farthest shots apart center to center, is one way. The string measurement is another way, and the last measurement is the average group radius or diameter that I use in some of my videos. So we're not going to cover the string measurement in this video, but I do want to talk about the maximum spread, or the two farthest shots apart center to center. So according to this article, it's simply the distance between the centers of the two most widely dispersed shots, which we all know. So like I said, that's the most common method to describe a group size because it's easiest to measure. So a lot of you guys probably don't care about this, but I just wanted to get this out there to tell you that there's more than one way. So unfortunately though, with the maximum spread method, it only considers two shots a result in otherwise a tight group, like say 10 shots for instance. One flyer can produce results similar to a widely dispersed two-shot group. So for bench rest shooters who are capable of putting 5 shots in the same hole, which I have, but for the ones who don't or can't, and for handgun shooting, it does not provide a statistically significant number of comparing targets. So statistically significance of measuring center to center of the two farthest shots doesn't make sense unless you get one hole. So I got an example group here to show that, which I'll measure after I tell you the last method here. Like I said, I'm not going to cover the string theory method, the string measurement method. So moving on to the average group radius is the one that I use sometimes in my videos because I call out average center to center. I convert the radius to a diameter, but the average of the distances from the statistical group center, not the aim point. So if you're aiming at the bullseye and your group doesn't land there, each shot is in the average group radius. So it accurately reflects how far a typical shot will impact from the aim point with a well-sighted in arm. Now this measurement is the best indicator of a group size or firearm performance because flyers have less of an impact on the results, so it provides a statistically significant number for comparing a series of targets or groups. So unfortunately it's difficult to calculate the center manually, but the average group size radius does not assume the point of aim is desired to point of impact. So that's how I basically shoot all the time, unless I'm sighting in for a purpose, for hunting or something like that. So a sighting error, is not a factor in this result. Unlike the string measurement, where the string measurement is as if you're aiming at the bullseye and your groups are not at the bullseye. That's when that is flawed measurement. So therefore, the average group radius can be used to compare group sizes when the impact point is intentionally high, or rifle is sighted at point blank range or sighted in 100 yards, but it's also the best measurement for evaluating the overall accuracy of loads. So even magazine articles using average group radius indicate the writer have taken care of provide the readers with statistically significant data. So before you should, be careful not to compare the more common maximum spread, also known as the center to center of the farthest shots. Okay, so I have my example here of my I have a 6-shot group here from one of my rifles at 45 yards. And like they say, the easiest method to do is the center to center of the 2 farthest shots here. So make sure it's set to 0, and then you set your dial caliber in on the 2 farthest shots and get it as centered as possible. So 2 farthest shots here, make sure, double check, make sure which one's farther. Okay, so farthest to farthest, the first measurement is the extreme spread style of measuring. This group center to center, just measuring 2 shots, is just right under 1 inch at 45 yards. So now I'm going to show you guys how to measure the group radius, or also the group diameter that I use in videos to average my group size, which I state in my videos. So what you do is you measure. If you're aiming at the target like this is how the target was presented to me in my scope. So this is the vertical and this is the horizontal. So you want to measure the very most vertical as much as possible, center to center, the farthest shots apart. So that is 0.925 vertical, and here's the horizontal, the farthest shots apart. Point 396. So what you do now is add those numbers together. So 0.925 plus 0.396 divided by 2 measurements gives you 0.66 averaged. So what that means is, per your point of impact, if you got it sighted in at 0 here, dead center of the target, you have a diameter of 0.66 of error where that shot's going to land. And that's including the flyer up here. So the first measurement of just the 2 shots apart is flawed, measuring the flyer, because that is only a good measurement if you're only getting a 5-shot 1-hole group, or any type of shot group, so any number of shots in 1 hole at that distance. So this is why this is more of an accurate reading, and that's why when I state in my videos that is an average. So what does that convert to MOA? Well, I've already done my calculations here. So 100 yards, 1 MOA equals 1.047 of an inch. At 45 yards, 1 MOA equals 0.472 of an inch. And I got that by taking 100 divided by 45 equals 2.22. So you take 1.047 inch per MOA at 100 yards divided by 2.22 at 45 yards, and that gives you what MOA is at 45 yards. So now we can take our calculation that we got on our average group size, because that is the correct measuring for a group that is not 1 hole, and divide that over top of 0.472, and that'll give us the MOA. So 1.34 or 1.4 MOA at 45 yards. So there is actually more than one way to measure a group, guys. It's not just because, you know, one says that measuring the farthest shots is the only way. That is not true. And according to the article that I found, like I said, to get this in more detail, having a flyer like that doesn't make sense measuring that farthest part, because you're not going to have that flyer every time, or you might, who knows. But that's why you take an average, because you don't know if that flyer is going to be consistent or not. So again, guys, I appreciate you watching as always. And like I said, the only reason why this video ever came about is because I want to express and tell you exactly why I measure the way I do. And I specifically state that in my videos, what I'm measuring and how I'm measuring it. Unless it's a 5-shot, 1-hole group, the 2 farthest shots apart, center to center, is a flawed measurement. So there you go. And I do this on a daily basis. A lot of you guys don't know me personally, and what I do for a living is I'm a mechanical design engineer. So it is what it is. And questioning my measurements as to why I got them or how I got them, this explains it right here, guys. So like I said, I do all this on a daily basis. I measure stuff, I design stuff. It is what it is. So I appreciate you guys all the time, and thanks for hitting 9,000 subscribers. Appreciate you guys, the ones that stuck with me, and hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. And again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.